We are right now standing at the precipice of a presidential showdown between current President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. A showdown that will make history and set a legal precedent that will affect every future president. It has to do with the Congressional Select Committee's investigation into what caused the Capitol riot on January 6th. The committee wants Department of Justice documents on what President Trump was doing during the riot, who he talked to, and what he said. Former President Trump has hinted that he's going to claim executive privilege. Now, executive privilege, simply put, is the executive branch's right to keep some documents confidential, especially from a congressional investigation. President Trump used executive privilege more than any other president, but to be fair, he was investigated by Congress and by the Justice Department more than any other president, even before he took office. You might be surprised to know that executive privilege is not in the United States Constitution, but then again, neither is congressional oversight of the executive branch. But the Supreme Court has ruled that both are vital to separation of power, something that is the foundation of our government. Several past presidents have claimed executive privilege to keep sensitive documents away from prying eyes. It has always been a courtesy that the current administration gives to past presidents. But that was in calmer, less hyper-partisan times, when politics wasn't so angry and hateful. So now, the executive privilege claim of a past president is about to be challenged. The Washington Post is reporting that President Joe Biden is leaning towards releasing all documents relating to Donald Trump and January 6 to Congress. There is no question that Trump's lawyers will challenge the release in court and ask for an injunction. And then it will end up in the Supreme Court, where it may be decided once and for all if a past president has the right to executive privilege, something that will affect all future presidents, including Joe Biden. Now, it's important to point out that Donald Trump has not claimed executive privilege yet, but it seems like a certainty after he released this statement. Executive privilege will be defended, not just on my behalf or the patriots that work beside me, but on behalf of the President of the United States and the future of our nation. Now, since there's really no constitutional foundation for any of this, the Supreme Court, when they get the case, will rely on a past ruling that you're going to start hearing a lot about. The 1977 Supreme Court case, Nixon versus the Administrator of General Services. Now, the General Services Administration, or GSA, is an independent government agency that, among other things, is the keeper of most federal records and documents. After he had already resigned from office, Richard Nixon claimed executive privilege to try to keep all of the White House audio recordings. The Supreme Court ruled that he had every right to claim executive privilege as a former president. So Donald Trump does have some legal standing when and if the documents are released, and right now it seems like they're going to be. Michael Gwen is a spokesperson for President Biden, and he released this statement about the January 6 transcripts. The president is deeply committed to ensuring that something like this never happens again, and he supports a thorough investigation into what occurred. It's important to point out that Gwen is a longtime Democratic operative who knows all too well that the president desperately needs something to take the nation's attention away from the crisis at the border, the crisis in Afghanistan, the rise in crime, the rise in COVID cases, and the rise in inflation. All of that has caused a dramatic drop in President Biden's approval rating. The just released Gallup tracking poll shows that only 43% of Americans approve of the job the president is doing. 53% disapprove. That's the worst Gallup poll numbers since the president was sworn into office, and they keep going down. What better way to steal all of the attention and change the narrative than a very public legal battle with former President Donald Trump over the January 6 Capitol riot? Most Americans are disgusted by what happened on January 6th, and that's why the Democrats want to keep the investigation going about the Capitol riot, because they know it's a political winner, and they haven't had many wins lately. It seems certain that President Biden will try to release the January 6 documents, making the same political calculation. But there is a risk that it could backfire. Banned from social media, Donald Trump has been trying to get back in the public spotlight with rallies and Fox News interviews. But a legal fight with the Biden administration will raise his stature and give him the attention he craves. I'm Larry Menti. We'll talk again soon.